do. Over here for a little bit. Get the digits warm. Maybe. Oh yeah. The point of having the second phone going. Oh, messages. Perfect. Oh, it's chilly in here. Oh, come on. Hello. Doing a little bit of splicing. She's wet out here. How's it over your way towards Glasgow? Oh, burr, 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 burr. This is what I've been doing all day. Last live stream until the lobster check comes in. That's not going to be at the house. Oh well, it's what it is. No bear or bobcat. That's great. You did make her safe. You're out on a chair today. Where are you playing in the woods? One thing we do have a lot of here is bears and bobcats. But I think it's possible to scare a bobcat. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Oh, we got a couple people in here. I'm just waiting to see like 3 or 4 more. Well, there's 3. Yeah, there's 3. One more. I don't know. Mr. Tom Russell will be around tonight. I think I screwed up my date there when I said I was going to do a live stream. Oh, somebody's here. Jay Steele's Adventure and Variety. How are ya? I have to go check out your channel, but you sound like you got some interesting stuff. Look at the pit and not the window. Right on, bud. Right on. Oh, right on. So I have checked you out. That's super cool. I just want to make sure I'm subbed to you, buddy. I like to. Gosh, no. Somebody. It's a busy road where I'm at. Someone stopped out here, probably on the phone or something. They're gone now. Yeah. Can I get this last tuck in? Well, they were threatening snow there for a minute here, and it's been nothing but wet. I checked the weather yesterday, though. It was supposed to be nice. If you like the weather, wait 10 minutes. That's usually how she goes. Okie dokie. Now, put this in here. Have been snowing on terrible. Yeah. Oop. What am I doing? Yeah. They're saying there was snow in Cape Breton. I seen that the rainbow around the moon there the other night, and I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of snow this winter, especially here in the Canadian Florida, over on the East Coast. Yeah. Oh, frig, I think yesterday we seen 21 or 24 degrees here down in just south of Halifax. Had rain and ice. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty chilly. We might get snow by tomorrow here, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna have a white Christmas. Pretty sure. And I'm totally fine with that. I just wish I had a snowmobile. We get to plow the driveway here twice a year. At least in California, you get snow. There. That's sitting like it's supposed to. Yeah. I got two more of these things to do after this one. Later, I'll bring my papers. Was I a smart fellow and brought my papers? Well, I really want a cigarette. Oh. Oh. Well, I got a paper. I guess I can have a cigarette. Yeah, don't be smoking. It's bad for your health. I thought Christmas was canceled. Like everything else. Yeah, you can't call it Christmas anymore, can you? Fucking, it's Christmas. I don't care. I was looking for fireworks at the local beer store down the road. They're kind of just the convenience of everything. No fireworks for Halloween or nothing. I've never been to Canadian Tire, but you guys having a hard time finding fireworks? Oh, I got another 55 of them somewhere else. It's just I came unprepared. And I might get 2 rounds out of it. It's just tight times in the Maritimes until Christmas time. Gotta get that Christmas bonus, lads and lass. Ooh, that's probably enough cancer in one piece of paper. I should really be buying it by the pouches. And I do have a fire. You know it's cold when the Bic is only a wee little flame on her. Glad to see you, Day Steele's Adventures in Variety, man. Yeah, don't you get yourself in trouble. You still got a few hours until you gotta punch out, I imagine. You're kind of lucky I get to punch out at midnight, or I get to punch out at supper time. Right now, I think I'm gonna go until I'm out of beer. Don't turn too quickly that way, lad. You broke your neck, remember? There's a story. There was an article I found here, and I shared it on YouTube last night, and I wanted to talk about it. Let me see if I can go find it. Community. Where's that thing with that barnacle crab? Or a crab barnacle. There was a video or something. Wow, I shared a lot of stuff yesterday. I guess that's what happens when they delete a comment. Never give up. Canned for 2 days ago. No, it wasn't 2 days ago. Where's this crab thing? Oh, there it is. No, that's not the button. I never claim to be okay at this. This is pretty raw stuff. Okay, I'll get the sound up on this and I'll play that there clippity doo dah thing. Yeah, I know I use 3 gigs and I got 25 gigs to go.
Barnacles are lovely little crustaceans, mostly harmless, though they can be a pest or an annoyance. Or that's what you might think, until you meet Saculina. This is a special kind of parasite, called a parasitic castrator. These are organisms that result not in the death of the organism, but in the death of its ability to reproduce.
Now, that sounds like a pretty normal parasite. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I kind of got you a little far away. I'll come over and have a read. Okay, yeah, I'm not missing too much, but this here is, what's his name? Hank's channel. I think his name is Hank Green. And that looked like a green crab. And that's originally what got me interested in what this is. And I'll play this a little more and then I'll talk some more. He's talking about this barnacle that takes over the crab.
Saculina convinces a female crab that it is her eggs. She takes care of it, and she even is able to disperse its own eggs. But what happens if Saculina attaches to a male crab? Well, it has to...
This is the part that I'm thinking, just letting you think about it.
Convince him to take care of it as if it is his eggs. But to do that, it has to convince him that he is a female. And to do that, it sends out hormonal signals to this crab that tells it that he is a female, to the point where sometimes his testes actually convert to ovaries. Barnacles.
I'm just going to let that simmer for a minute. Just going to let that simmer. I want to hear what you guys think about that. I'm seeing too many parallels, and I can't say too much, but top messages, all messages. A crab. Hey, Tom. Yeah, I'm a little late, I guess. Finally got a minute to do this. But yeah, that it's not a crab. It's the barnacle in the crab. It's something that could be taken from the crab without killing the crab, and that could be copied and applied in food. Right? Really got to get on the home garden thing. Like, yeah, really got to get on the home garden thing. Wind just picked up 20 minutes ago. Oh, no. Fixing to get a storm. Yes, it was. I hear it was a good trip. Oh, excuse me. Oh, there it is. Lynxes, bobcats, yeah, they're the same. I call them the same. Well, as long as you're a stern voice. I don't know. I think bear's a little more harder to intimidate, but then again, there are people who've befriended bears, so you know it's not impossible. Not impossible at all. I just remember seeing a bear once when I was a kid, and it was an angry bear. Well, not really angry, more like hangry, trash can hangry. Well, in there. There we go. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, there's someone doing some deer hunting this evening, and I tell you, right before dark, I think they must have missed 5 or 6 times. Almost thought it was thunder. Almost. Do, 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 do. Yeah, you're gonna. That's why I like the red coat, right? Especially when you live around the woods, you kind of need that hunter safety red or orange. It's usually hunter orange, but red is a good backup. You need a high vis vest because if you've got dark hair walking in the woods, especially where I got a little bit on my face here, you kind of could be mistaken for lunch. Nature has this thing about brightly coloring things that are not edible or safe to consume. The irony. Oh, thinking about that. Oh. So how many people believe in ghosts around here? even I even got a direct some traffic on the road. Oh, that's not the button. That's the button. The road for a trucker while walking. Nice. Truckers love a little help now and then. Teamwork makes the dream work. You know, there's always an easy way to do something, but at least if you know the hard way, you know a way. That's my quote of the day. Even if you know only the hard way, at least it's a way. Time will make it easier. Oh, I wish I could be live streaming me mending mackerel nets instead. That's a little more entertaining. Instead of just watching me do the same thing over and over. For a mackerel net, you start off at a hole you can walk through, and then you can watch the progress of the hole slowly getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And you know you've done it right when you get down to the last 2 knots. And it all lines up perfect like a puzzle. Oh, I used to love doing that. Loved everything about it. Can't wait to go gill net fishing. I'll be fixing gill nets. I want to use old gill nets. I'm not a huge fan of them monofilament fuckers. I like the old cotton ones. Oh well, the monos will be cotton when I'm done with them. 1 knot and 1 inch at a time. Don't like how he's got this tied up. Oh well, I'll be gone tomorrow. So apparently, making something with your hands is also good for these. Yes, it's great. It's just, I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but yeah, you're very right. It's soothing. I don't find this as soothing as trying to figure out a great big hole in a mackerel trap, though. I guess every hole is different, except for a half mash. Right there. I'll take you for a little joyride. Hang on. Well, I got this here. Can you see it? This here is a model of a mackerel trap, and that's the size twine, like the actual size twine we would use in the trap. But in the leaders, this here is the size of twine, right? But this here is a dragger net for codfish. But we use it as a bag for our stuff. And if you look, there's 4 corners. Let me see. 4 corners to every mash. And a half mash is this string here. This string here. Just in this here, this bar, in these two squares. That's a half mash. A three-legger will be these two pieces gone and in a V shape, and then it's every hole after that is just a variation of a combination of both. You got to be able to count to 4 and no more. That's the trick to mending. You got to be able to count to 4 and no more. Excuse me. There you go. Yeah, with a fishing rod or a hand line. You're allowed 5 hand lines or fishing poles with up to 6 hooks, and you're allowed 20 mackerel at a time per day. Hello, Rainbow Obsidian. How is ya? You're just here playing with some ropes and doing some dumb stuff, I guess. Well, mind-numbing stuff. Definitely slow a fella's heart rate down. I was going on bragging about how I love to fix mackerel gear. I haven't done it in a few years. Yeah, there's a bit of stress to it, but it's also very relaxing. I like mending nets. Took me a long time to learn how to do it and get alright at it. It's an old skill. Not many people know how to use. All this is tying a square though. You're close. I'm from Cape Breton. It's almost the same. But I spent some time down here in the mainland, and I'm a little bit funky. You want to go mackerel fishing? Absolutely, I can teach you. I wanted to teach everybody how to do it the old school way of like, oh, hold on, it's the oldest date here, 2008. No. Well, the oldest date we have on record's 1818. Oh yeah, don't get me wrong, I work with lots of newfies. I could actually carry on a conversation with one alright. But being down here in the mainland has kind of made my tongue a little soft. And my ears a little dull. Which am I going to do this? This way. But I can hook along with the best of them. Making mackerel nets. You can sell. No, making them so I don't have to buy them. Because I get somebody run over it with a boat and I have to fix it. And to pay someone to fix it, well, we're talking hundreds of dollars an hour plus pounds of twine, and that's 12 or 15 bucks a pound plus labor. It's expensive. I knew it. Well, there's a joke about that. The old school ways. Well, I can show you the hand lines. Here, I'll show you as a halibut hook. This is on the menu for when I get everything going. That's for catching halibut. With the hand line. And you jig this bad boy up and down with a hunk of fish on it. It used to be mackerel and herring, but hand line and herring is not easy. It's all about fluke. Yeah, I like making my own stuff for 2 reasons. 1, it's a lot more affordable, and 2, I know how it's made. But when I first started fixing mackerel gear, I knew how to tie a bowline and a water knot. And now I almost build a mackerel trap. There's a lot of not trigonometry. What's that shit you learn in grade 8? About angles and rhombuses and things like that. How heavy is it? It's about a half pound, 3/4 of a pound, that there lead hook. And how heavy does a halibut get? Well, you're not allowed to keep a halibut under 10 pounds. And I've personally seen on the wharf on the scale a 350-pound halibut. But I've personally had a 207-pound halibut land on me. And when we go long line, I just want to get one over 200 pounds. That's it. Just one over 200 pounds. Everything else can be tiny little, just big enough. Because I don't want to be killing all the breeding stock. I want to leave them big ones out there. They can reproduce way more in a shorter period of time. I'm kind of try to be half economical about it. I'd like to start a little side project. There's a fellow down across the way, and he farms codfish and halibut, right? And that's side project, side project. After everything else is figured out. Generally mean that I tune into their mackerel fishing season. You can handline mackerel from the 1st of April to the very last day of the year. Now, when I was mackerel trap fishing, I was allowed to set my mackerel trap the day I got the conditions, which could have, if I paid for the license the first day of the year, I could get the conditions, and then I'd be able to set the mackerel trap. But since the moratorium did, like codfish in the 80s, it's not a thing anymore. I got the gear. It's going to need a solid year of work, and I'm only one person. That's willing to put the time into it. But I can show you all the old school ways, the hand line, like 3 hooks and stuff like that. I wanted to show how we set the traps and the anchors and everything. I'll have to set that there, do rigging up one of these days, just to show everyone kind of the layout and the setup, and then I can take this out in the boat, and then I'll have to stitch that and into where this is on a map. It's got a thing on it, basically where it's at. CBC has an article on us, actually, about putting the mackerel trap back out of Macoos, or Big Indian Island, out here in this area. Is what historically known as the Indian Pair. Big Indian Island, Little Indian Island. They want to change the names of them. Why? The Big Island is an Aboriginal fucking burial ground. The halibut do fry up nice. 200 pounds, fabulous. You got that right. That's a big paycheck at $8 or $5 a pound. That's $4,000. Right there's the day help paid for, and the bait and the fuel. That one fish, right? But I have to get that one fish. And I've never long lined in here close to shore ever. I've long lined a lot of other places, not here, with much larger boats. Yeah, I have a cousin out there. He was paying $34 a pound for lobster in Ottawa, and he was paying $10 a mackerel. I thought I was making a killing getting $1 of mackerel, or $1 a pound. Oh, fuck. Last time I was selling mackerel before this, it was like, you're lucky to get a nickel, a dime. Holy shit, you've been doing fine if you're getting a dime. It's such a good eating fish, and such an important thing for fisheries. Right? So many fisheries use mackerel or herring. The herring population was in way worse shape a lot longer, and they never shut her down because DFO makes so much money from it. And now there's members in the border DFO that are actually parts of Clearwater. Oh, how about mackerel? Didn't know that. Thanks. You don't need a license for anything saltwater unless you're going for specific species like tuna, halibut. Like in the saltwater recreational fishing, you can get 20 mackerel between, like 20 mackerel a trip between April 1st and the last of the year. You can go ground fishing for haddock, hake, dogfish, pollock, and you're allowed 10 ground fish. for the entirety of the year per trip, right? The whole year you're allowed 10 per trip. And from the last Saturday in July to Labor Day at midnight, you're allowed 5 codfish per trip as a part of the 10 quota of groundfish. Mackerels account to 20. There's something about striped bass, but that's county to county related. Uh, you don't you don't need a license to fish in the ocean though, as a single per. And to catch mackerel, you can use whatever you want for fishing gear, but if you're landing mackerel, you're allowed only 5 poles for hang lines, and you're only allowed 6 hooks on each hang line or per pole. And if you're going after codfish, it's just how many fish you keep. You can catch and release all you want. We gotta stores mark those. Yeah, well, it takes a lot to get the fish processed, right? I'm looking at to get the processing license so I can catch the fish here, put them through a fish plant, like a baby barn, and then have a chip truck up on the hill there and just be like, come out in the boat, we'll catch your fish. You drop the fish off the fish processing place and you can pay for the fish at the fish chip truck, right? Voila, right? You come out in the boat for free, you get your fish cleaned up for free, and then you pay to cook it. Like, there's a loophole. I can pay someone to clean the fish, I can pay someone to cook the fish. And then I can have all my fish cooked, cleaned, and everything processed the way I want here. And then I can make a little extra money on the side. And be able to give people the freshest fish in the country. Like, you can't get it any better. And it'd be the cheapest, because it doesn't have to go 1,000 miles to get processed. I used to sell my mackerel to Sobeys directly, right? Get it out of the boat here 9 o'clock in the morning, and by 3 in the afternoon, it'd be on the Sobey stores from New Brunswick to Newfoundland to Yarmouth. It was great. Freaking loved it. Like, it was exactly for the goal I was aiming for. Yeah. And the size of the mackerel, there is a size limit. You gotta keep, I keep them nothing under, I don't take anything under 11 inches. It just, you're going to eat it. You want to fillet it. So, buddy, if it was easy, everyone would do it. And yeah, they would call it catching instead of fishing too. How does one live your proof life? Oh boy. When you get an answer to that, please let me know. Money, use diesel to go fishing. Do you break even? Oh, well, going out for fun, at that point, cost isn't really a thing. I don't care at that point, it's for fun. But if I'm going out there to make a paycheck, you got to pay a monitor. There's like 75 to 200 bucks. And then there's whatever the slip fees are going to be for selling it to the truck. Because some places, when you sell your fish and they come and pick it up, they charge you a pickup drop-off fee for your bait and for your ice and stuff like that. And I don't know what that's going to be. I know it's $150 a ton for ice, which is like not a lot of ice. And you need it. And I need a ton to go, right? To keep the fish from going sour. Very important. And then I think it's like $100 a logbook. And you need three different logbooks. And where the boat doesn't have the right radio, doesn't have the right GPS, doesn't have the right plotter, there's another $10,000 if I want a radar too. Right? And that's just to get the boat ready. I don't know what marks I need in the rope. And that could be, I might have the colors, or I might have to go buy the twine for that, which wouldn't be too bad. It'd be like, 75, 100 bucks. Or I might have to buy coils of rope, which could be like, hundreds of dollars. Now, I haven't made a cent yet. I'm owing $75,000 on this adventure. Can't even operate. I don't even want to think about it because I'll get too many gray hairs before I'm fucking 32. That's next week. Uh, well, no, I don't want to be charging the people. Like, I want to be selling most of my fish to people here. Like, I can see their houses here, right? I want to be like, I don't want to be like, I want $15 a pound for the fish. I feel like I'm ripping them off, but I also want to be able to make some income too. It's catching instead of fishing. Yeah, yeah, I thought that was pretty clever. It's an old one though. I'm trying to remember who I heard that from. Oh, my opinion to everybody about the cities is get the fuck out. Go buy about 5, 10 acres in the woods. Go buy yourself a chainsaw, an Alaskan mill, and about 200 pounds of nails, and a really comfortable hammer, and go build a cabin in the woods. And then go looking for a really cheap excavator. Go dig a well in the woods. And then just be like as off grid as you can get without being completely disassociated from society while trying to be completely disassociated from society. If that makes any sense, I don't know. I'm going to slow down and have a beer. I might try to finish that other half of that cigarette. Ah, yeah, it's expensive to catch them. Carbon tax. Oh, the carbon tax exemption thing in Nova Scotia, I think it's just to try to break this country into like 4 different countries or states. Going to break pretty much everything east of Quebec separate, and then Quebec's going to become its own thing. Then there's going to be Ontario, and then there's going to be the prairie provinces, the territories, and then BC. If the country's going to fall apart, I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to go. And I don't know what Maine's going to do to New Brunswick. I'm just surprised that the Irvings haven't lost their mind yet, since they are the biggest oil producer in Eastern Canada. And, well, maybe that's why the carbon tax is dropped, eh? Because Irving Oil is going to sell their company because they can't make ends meet because of the carbon tax, because people don't want to buy their fuel and they're watering down their fuels. Like, you go to Irving here up the road and you buy 1,000 mils on the pump and you get like 8 something. And you go up to Esso, just another minute up the road, and you buy 100 or 1,000 mils of fuel and you're getting like 1,200. Like, there's a difference. There's a big difference there. I'm surprised the Irvings haven't gone into Parliament with ropes, hemp rope and trees. Newfie. I'm not a Newfie. I'm a caper. I'm a slightly lighter dialect. Mind you, where I grew up, on a nice morning walking to the bus stop, I could see St. Paul's Island and Newfoundland at the same time. And Newfoundland was like 74 miles from my house. So, I kind of let that slide. I worked with a lot of good Newfoundlanders, so. Oh, bring me back my thoughts. Yeah, I gotta make a little bit of money, but they gotta eat too. And if they can't afford to eat, well, then I'll give them a discount. There's people around here that's macro fishing. I used to give away a couple 100 pounds of fish just so they could eat, and I know they had no money because they'd come with nickels and dimes and pennies to buy the fish, and I mean, just don't worry about it. Go get yourself a coffee. I was hoping to have a garden and stuff, so if they come and get their fish, I can give them potatoes and carrots and onions and just the whole fucking complete meal at the price of the fish. Like, just give them the veggies for free, right? It just goes back to a lot of things I grew up and dealt with as a child, and chronic drug use. And the way I seen how things were going, I didn't like it. And one of these days, I'm going to have it so there's going to be just a little less shit in the world. Yeah, at least man, I'll recommend an hour. I'm 40 minutes from Halifax, man, and it's here on a regular fucking Monday. It takes 10 minutes to cross the road. Just waiting for traffic, hoping you don't get run over. And they won't put in a crosswalk. They won't slow it down. It's 80 clicks through here. and cars pass a bus on a blind curve every freaking day. Like, so much blood pressure because of just the HRM tax trap. They're coming for Colchester County and they're coming for Lunenburg County. If you guys are from that area, resist. Don't let them in. Alberta's the best of us because they're full of Newfoundlanders and Cape Bretoners. That is half their population, right? Our brothers and uncles and fathers left here that didn't fish to go over there to make fishing cheaper, right? We got this mob mentality kind of thing going on. And the fact, like, the circus doesn't understand that, right? They don't understand that. They think we just live in a hole in the ground and we don't travel around. Did I ever go to Newfoundland? Oh, yeah. All the more. I steamed there in a mackerel boat back when I was like 12 years old with my father. We had to go take the boat out for steamship inspection, get the shaft pulled out of it, get its topside done, and it's the only place in the Maritimes that can lift the boat out of the water. Not even the Maritimes, in the Atlantic provinces, because she's such a wide, deep, awkward shaped boat. She draws 9 feet of water, and she's 18 feet wide. And she's, well, at the top of the spar, 50 feet tall. It's only a 40-foot one boat, right? it's a lot of boat. It's not a big boat, but it's a lot of boat. She's like 30 ton. My little boat is only 9. Oh, my comment still stands. We need help. Oh, thank you very much. I'm game, I guess. Last shit in the world. Yeah. I don't know. Can you see the lights? It's not very fast here, but the last 3 days the fire trucks have been steady up and down the road from Tantallon to Peggy's Cove. Picto's a nice spot. It is. I was looking at a boat motor for the little Brian C. Or not the Brian C. God bless that boat. I'm gonna miss it. For the Billy Fish, I was looking for a motor, and there's a spot in Ontario called Picton. Not Picto, but Picton. And he had a nice little 3-cylinder engine, and he wanted like $1,000 for it. I meshed him up, made all the plans for it, and I asked him where he was at. And he said he's in Picton. I'm like, sweet, I'm just out in Halifax. He's like, you're in Nova Scotia. I'm like, yeah, you're just up by PEI. And he's like, I'm in Ontario, bud. Brand new motor with the warranty, too. Oh, well. Pardon me. Yeah, a lot of the boys are out there. I had a lot of family go out there. My uncle used to run the Suncor plant. My uncle and his father, Beatons. Gangs work together. Yes, because the teamwork makes the dream work, baby. That's how she is, right? I can't do Alberta though. The air's too dry. Yeehawk in here is bad. Isn't that bad? It's just a little salt in the air. But the dry. I tried the dry freezers, man. Oh God. Love the cold, hate the dry. Yeah, we do need to work together and get our shit together. You should visit Cape Breton. You should. Cape Breton is actually pretty mint, man. If you're ever up there, go to the top of the island. And on a really nice day where there's no humidity and the temperature is crisp, like you can crack a stick and you can hear it echo back from the mountains. Well, I'll call them mountains because they're the biggest hills in Nova Scotia got. And they're you can see Newfoundland in the morning. Like you'll see a little dot there right off the point of Money Point of well the mountain range name is it's the northern tip of the Appalachian Mountains, and there's two of the mountain chain left in Newfoundland. They're like some of the biggest mountains in Newfoundland too. Uh, yeah, and you can see the 75 miles. Like Newfoundland is tall enough to crack the horizon of the sea, as long as you're up enough, right? You can see it. You can't see the trees, but you can see the mirage of it. Canadian Florida, man. I know it's humid here. I like it when it's hot. I like it when it's cold. The more cold, more layers. And in the summertime, you can at least chase the shade with the boat. Hey, Wine Cellar Lounge, how are you? Oh, get ready for 11/11. Oh, yeah. Remembrance Day. Can't never forget Remembrance Day. I got a couple clippets. I might try to take a wander down to the Legion between now and then. I might try to take another trip over to Hubbard's because they're the only two monuments I know about. I'm not feeling too adventurous to try to drive the boat out around the end of Aspatagan yet to go up into Blanford to visit the Swiss Air Memorial because there is a spot you can take your boat in there and actually walk from the boat to the actual memorial. Rainbow Obsidian, it's a sad truth, ain't it? Sad fucking truth. Like, it's priority of things should be like, the standard normal stuff. And then, like, in my opinion, Halloween, Remembrance Day, because they fall together very close together, and they both have very similar purpose. They're both days to remember our dead, ones that have passed away due to natural causes, and others that have passed away so we can pass away for natural causes. It's just the way I look at the two holidays, and we just have a little more fun with the first one, right? Because everyone dressed up like imaginary peoples or dead things. And it's a little homage to it. It's a little bit of the pagan heritage that came from the Irish and German people that came back before a world war even happened. Immigrated from Ireland in 1927. Born Suzanne Boutlier, born 1818. And that's just the paperwork for the family that we know of here. That's not of what was over there. How's the wine cellar treating you today? North Strait. Yeah, Northumberland Strait's pretty nice. It gets some chunky with ice though. I've been in it around there once or twice and I was icy. Ooh, brr. That's why we don't winter fish in the fucking north half of the provinces. Down here they lobster fish in the snow. They only do that shit in the States, right? And well, all my neighbors over there on the other side of the harbor are from Florida. I gotta make that a t-shirt. Canadian flavored Florida. Yeah. Hey Slimo. Long time no see, my friend. How have you been, bud? Yes, we should never forget our vets. There's a few of them here on my family tree, and that's just on this side. On my mother's side of the family, there's still people serving. So when I hear these people and going through what they're going through with the VAC and the maid, it angers me. Breathe. Okay, I gotta find that there. I'll have a cigarette. Stress. Much better. Well, I'm actually doing all right. It might be the last one for the night, though. I got one more splice to do in 2. I gotta splice the end of this. And I gotta splice that into there. You haven't got any snow yet? Cape Breton's getting some snow. I hear that Vegas and North Mountain's got a couple centimeters. I figured you ladies and gentlemen out there would have had some already. You might get some for Halloween, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be a knee-deep Christmas. Yeah, the father came down from Cape Breton last night because he's up there working on the Misfit, and he said it was snowing in Sheddy Now, the best person to know if it's snowing in Sheddy will be ATV Nova Scotia Off-Road. I'm pretty sure that's the name of his channel. And he's from out that way. Hey, man, if you're watching this and you're out Sheddy Camps and around the boatyard out there, stop by the Misfit and see if the white truck's there and knock on the door. He's looking for a fella that could help him with that. He had help up there in Cape North on the other side of the mountains, and he turned out to be rather unreliable. So you might be able to help a fella out. It's an option for you, bud. You're right in the neighborhood. He's going up tomorrow, so he'd probably be there day after. Right? He's got to put water pipes on the boat. He's got to take the prop off the boat. That's a 48 by 52. It's a 4.5-inch shaft, 27 feet long. And the rudder's got to come out of the boat. You could probably use the help. I got too much shit down here to do. If you can help me out, man. Like, he'd probably take it. He probably would. Fishing on the Manning River. Going to be a hot summer. Oh, yeah. We're going to have a lot of snow here too, Slimo. You're going to enjoy it. Yes, cold weather's nice. More layers. It's less illegal. You can only take so much off. Oh, yeah. Never even thought of that. It's been one of those fucking years, and now they're using lasers. Like, it was a conspiracy theory, and now they're using it as a regular thing, as a defense item developed by our lovely friends to the extra east-west. Like, so far west or east. Oh, Wayne Teller, if you want no snow, your best bet is to basically move to Chester. I'd say Yarmouth, but they get wind in so many directions that it whips up in cold. But the Great Lakes, they haven't chilled off yet. Once they get down below 4 degrees, so the snow is going to become wild, like absolutely insane, where that's all fresh water. It's going to drop off like a cliff. It's going to cool the whole St. Lawrence Seaway from Ontario to New Brunswick. And then the Gulf of St. Lawrence is going to drop, change its salinity, and then the snow factor is going to just go through the roof. You just got to watch them Great Lakes temperatures. Yes, they are like 3,000 clicks away from here. 2,500, 3,000 clicks away from here, but they have an awful immense effect on the weather out here in the east. And I get called crazy all the time, but it's my theory. I'm sticking to it. Like floating sand, man. If the sand floats on the water in the summer, it's going to pour. If you see, well, here in this spot, blows from the east at all, and the next day and a half to 2 days, like almost to the hour, it's going to pour. And we had 15 minutes of east rain wind yesterday. Just 15 minutes, and it rained all day. Like, it's Cape Breton was weird because you can sit over there in Inverness on the beach, watch the sun go down for hours and hours. Like 2 o'clock in the morning, you still see the sun going down in the summer, and then you turn around, you look at the mountains, and you just watch the wind doing a barrel roll at the base of the mountain as it's trying to come from the shore up the mountain. But as it's coming up the mountain, the clouds are doing a whole backflip, and they're just kind of like doing the whole tumble dryer thing. It's crazy cool. Like, miss it. Here it's just hills. It's not like that. Extra east west. Do weapons. Oh, I've had a couple of lighthearted adult soft drinks. It helps. It was a stressful day. It really was a stressful day today for no reason at all, other than I don't know why. Do weapons. We all do what we gotta do. Oh, oh, Arizona. Oh, how are they doing down in Arizona? I heard some very controversial things, and as a snow Mexican, I kind of don't agree with what Arizona tried to pull off. Like, no, 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 no. Like, I don't agree to that. But I think they rectified that at some point. I got the comment banner for that. I've never seen another thing on it again. But that was some time ago. I think it was nearly a month ago. No such thing as bad weather, just wrong clothes. Well, your Scottish friend Slamo is very, very spot on. It's just, can you handle the rain blowing in your face at 90 degrees? And you can put that at any which way you want. 90 degrees like this, or like 90 degrees of sweat. Oh, rain at 90 degrees. Both sound unpleasant. I love the weather in Alberta. Sorry, has a short summer, which sucks, but it's still dry. Yeah, I like a damp cold to a point, because at least it's my meat that's cold. Now, when I lived in Sydney, which is kind of relatively far away from the salt water in my perspective, like, I can throw a rock where I'm at now and I hear the water go splash. That's on the water. And when I was living down home in Dingwall, I was like, 15-minute walk to 5 Mile Beach. Like, you look up Cape Breton North, or Cape Breton, top of the island, 5 Mile or 4 Mile Beach. You'll see what I'm talking about. I got a clip on here too. I was into a case then too, and that was several months ago. I was flipping through a calendar, and that's 5 Mile Beach, most of it. And yeah, like, that's a nice spot. Where was I going with that? Yeah, very close to the water. Just go boop. And when I lived in Sydney, it was like, 5 miles to the water. Maybe 10. And that was dry. That was dry. Oh, no. Really didn't like that. It was fucking cold. It was like Halifax, man. It fucking sucked. And in the summer, it was like 45 degrees every day because the concrete and the pavement just steady fucking cooking. Concrete jungle. It wasn't a city. It was only a town of like, 8,000 people, maybe. And we had like 15,000 people working in it. Kind of a slum. The old coal mines. Or not coal mines, but the old steel plant there in Whitney Pier. That's pretty much the area. I didn't live in Whitney Pier, but you compare that to walking distance to any form of water. There was a harbor, but it was only a spit. What I never would have thought. I'm look at me, I'm rambling. I gotta get back to reading all these comments. Oh, no, Atlantic Canada's always at risk of hurricanes. We had it pretty mild there for like 4 or 5 years. Like, we had 3 storms that actually kind of gave us landfall. This year we had a good one. Them boys down there, John Ross and Family Adventures, down there, not Chapel Island, Sable Island down there, Yarmouth. That's where I got these ropes. I was down there to pick them up a few days later. And yeah, they got pretty good whack. I was down there seeing the fires down in like the burn patches in Barrington. Holy shit. Like, they said Tantallon was bad. Tantallon was a joke, man. There's like 14 miles of highway with just charcoal and charcoal. And then you see a hill, and the hill was just charcoal. And that place is flat down there for the better part of it. Like, swamps were burnt. Swamps don't burn. Oh, fuck. I'm glad you're all right down there, John Ross. Fuck. Or Jeff Ross and son and family. Oh, wow. I'm getting my cousin confused with this guy because he's also a Ross. 10 feet from the ocean. You can't beat it, right? I'm like, there's a highway, a ditch, a road, my house. And it's pretty convenient. But here it's just like I'm looking at the water through all the junk kind of thing. I love it. I love the water. In southern states, policies are very complicated. But each state is kind of like its own independent country to a degree, and then they kind of all work together with the federal government. My understanding of it, by the way, I'm only minorly educated, I guess you could say, because the states became a country, and they came up with the rule of law that each state was basically a country, and then they had the Fed, which is like, you know, the voice of all the states communicating together in one spot to try to make it better for everybody as a partnership. And Canada was like, we're going to become a country. We kind of want to take the best stuff of the United States, and we kind of want to take the best stuff of Europe, and that's what they did. But it was also the easily corruptible parts. Hindsight is amazing. It only took me 20 years to think about that. I never want to be 10 feet from a lake or an ocean. I saw what happened in Hurricane Dorian and others. Hurricane Dorian, it wasn't good. Hurricane Juan, yeah, that one. That was the one, right? And then like 3 years later, we had White Juan. It was the most snow that down here had seen in 100 years. And I had to work at the Halifax Shopping Centre with a burnt-out Volvo, plowing the roads because snowplows weren't on the road because they weren't going to be out for another 4 hours. They're going to let the 5 kids snowfall. Whew. I actually really liked that car. I'd get another S40 if I had the chance. I find dry cold is warmer than when it's humid. You find the humid gets into your bones. I find it the other way. I find dry cold just bitter. But with the wet cold, I can feel it in my knee. I can feel it in my broken hand. I can feel it in my broken foot. I can feel it in my broken neck. I can feel it in my broken fingers. Right? I can feel it in my jaw. Not ideal, but you know, I just put on more layers. Eventually, it'll be a warm humid instead of a cold humid. Aspie Bay is the spot. There's a spot called the 4 Mile Inn, or 4 Mile Beach Inn, Aspie Bay Inn, or something like that out there. And I think they charge like $150 a night. And it's like a little B&B kind of thing. And there's I don't know if Donald's still alive or not. He used to have horses running around just next door to that. And as you're coming in there, you can see the backside of the beach, North Harbor. You got the mountains to your left. You got the Atlantic to your northeast. And you can see White Point to your far east. And the Tittles, you got to go to White Point and take the hiking trail at the Tittles at low tide. At low tide. Mind you, low tide is only that's high tide, right? It's only 3 feet down there. It's not that bad. It's not like over here where it's like 7 or 8, or like Fundy where it's like 36. Right? It's something else. It's a totally different world up there compared to down here. Like Peggy's Cove is a little bit like Neil's Harbor. Like we got the lighthouse, we got the smooth granite cliffs, and it's a little more populated than Neil's Harbor, but property out there is cheap. As long as you're in Neil's Harbor, away from the park. There's also a shooting range out there. It's an open public shooting range, right? You don't need to make no appointment. You just grab your stuff and go. Perfect. Good for sighting in your rifle if you got one of them. Do I think Alberta will separate? If Alberta separates, Saskatchewan and Manitoba is going to join them, and they're going to become a country. BC is going to become its own country. Then it's going to be Ontario is its own country, and Quebec is its own country, and then the Atlantic provinces are going to be, well, Ontario is going to remain Canadom, and then they're probably going to consume the territories into that. It all depends on if Manitoba stays NDP or they slip over to the Tories. And right now, Manitoba controls the Nunavut share of the vote, which is all of the NDP say, all of it. I don't think there's any other seat in the country that is orange. And then Halifax is a stronghold for the Liberals, and then the GTA and Ottawa is a stronghold for the Liberals. Everything else is either Quebecois, which is just Quebec, that only a third of it, or two, as far as I know. And the last thing I looked at is the Alberta, Alberta, Saskatchewan, the lower section of Manitoba, most of Ontario, most of New Brunswick, almost all of Nova Scotia, all of Cape Breton, and I'm pretty sure Newfoundland and Labrador are all conservative. And they really need the Nova Scotia vote, right? They need 2 seats here. Really what they need is two ridings to change for them, right? And with this here gong show that he's trying to pull, I can only imagine he needs the 2 major money tax havens. He needs Sydney and Waterford, and he needs Halifax and Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, to get to Nova Scotia. Because after that, it's pretty much a 50-50 split of the population versus them areas. Because Halifax holds over, the city of Halifax holds over a third of the population of the province. And then in Cape Breton, Bedeck and Sydney, well, yeah, the Sydney area, like the Sydneys, like North Sydney, Sydney River, and Sydney, and Glace Bay and the Waterford are all basically one clump. They're all right close together, but the size of Halifax, and they need that vote. I'm pretty sure they don't have that. They're part of Cape Breton anymore because they did some treachery. But we'll see. I gotta go try to find that again. It's been a hot minute. I hope Alberta don't separate because it'd be just chaos. A lot of provinces would follow Alberta. You know, White One and Hurricane One. Yeah, crazy. I had a fish store here. It survived Hurricane One. And then the Canada's like, you got to tear it down. So they made my family rent an excavator, one of them 5-ton ones. And the excavator was picking itself up off the floor of the building, trying to pull the roof down into the building. All it needed was sheets of plywood and shingles, really. But the lady that owned it, the cousin owned it, she was out west, and she didn't care. So I'm glad we got this after that. There wasn't much left. Just this building here and a couple of artifacts. Wasabi. Hey, Save Space! How are ya? Wasabi. It's what's up, by. How are you, bud? Ah. Ah. I didn't think you'd come over and give me a visit. But thank you. Thank you very much. I think I'll follow that. Don't let me tell. Don't tell the Bishop Ellis LDS. Don't drink coffee. Huh? Well, coffee's for the morning, and these are for the evening. A little nightcap. But what do you mean by LDS? I'm thinking I'm missing something here. Or it might not be mine. Uh, Albertans want to separate. Oh, it has. Well, that's what I'm thinking. Like Alberta could, if it did separate, did Montana, not Montana. Who's Montana, Manitoba? Montana's little no, yes, Montana's little Manitoba. I used to know all the American states. Sorry, just I can feel it right here. Why don't I remember? Oh, okay. You don't think if they start separating they won't? Tim Houston is doing as I'm kind of hoping on Perkins because he's the only one saying anything. But what was the downfall of the Maritimes was when that Joanne Joyce Murray Furry, whatever the hell her name was for DFO. She's from BC. Well, no, she was born in another country. Fine. Moved over here, took over one of the biggest industry boards. Like there's oil and gas, there's farming and fishing, logging, right? There's your 3, 4 major Canadian industries. And she took over fishing. And she destroyed it in a year. A year. Oh, don't even want to think about it. Nope, 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 nope. I want to see tomorrow and I don't want to go to jail. Oh, yeah. No, they aren't all going to become their own country. Not a chance. I think if the United States might suck up a few extra states, but I'm pretty sure the strong. Well, I could see France gathering up a few provinces because they got the Maggies out there by Newfoundland, right? Newfoundland become its own country. They used to be a part of Ireland. They'd probably do pretty good being their own country. Quebec wants to be their own country. Using Canadian dollars, they can have fun with that. And I'm pretty sure Maine might just PEI New Brunswick and Nova Scotia, possibly. Or the carbon tax them will come down on us a little bit harder. Tim Houston, yeah, this service. Yeah, Holly is where the peeps be, eh? No, Halifax is overrated. It's all Mahone Bay. Mahone Bay is pretty cool. I like Mahone Bay. Chester's pretty sweet. Yeah, I want to go take my hometown over. Cape Breton, as long as you're not in the CBRM, you're fun dandy. But Port Hawkesbury is pretty cool. Down around Yarmouth Way is pretty sweet. Down around Truro is pretty mint. I hear DeBert's nice this time of year, and when they get about 7, 8 feet of snow, that's just fantastic. Out there, you don't need a car. You just go brap brap snowmobiles. Yeah, fun. I don't know. I like skidoos. Grew up on a skidoo. Mormon. Oh wait. Oh, separation isn't likely. They tried that last year. Well, they're there's a big wedge being driven into everything right now. I hope you're right that there won't be. I really hope that I'm just, that worst case scenario sitting there in the back of my mind. I'm trying to figure out how to prepare for it because you never know. And then the draft, scratch that. What's the word I'm looking for? Conscription? Is that the word I'm looking for? Yeah, conscription. I'm pretty sure that's the word. That's the new hot topic of thought in my mind over the last 3 days. Over the last 3 days. Mormon. We got Trudeau picking Supreme Court justices. Yeah. No conflict of interest there. No, that's fine. That's just fan dandy, right? It's scary to think about. You know what my most terrifying thought is? That we had our last election in 2020. Straight up. Like, we got fooled in 2015. We had no other options in 2020. Then we had the snap. And it never really changed anything. And he said he's going to change elections. He's changing the first past the poll. That was his first, legal weed. Medical assistance are dying. Change the way elections work. This one, right here. The changing how elections work. Nobody's fucking talking about it. Sorry, safe space. You cover a lot of stuff and you got a lot of things going on. But I go around, Sunshine Baby hasn't talked about it. Clyde Do Something hasn't talked about it. Like I mentioned it to Mike Martins in the night, right? And I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. I think I was crazy when I voted for the fucker. And then I voted against him and it didn't count anyways. Pardon my French. Yeah, Quebec is fucked. Well, after the whole shit show of what Trudeau did with India, I love the Indian people. I don't know what the government's like, but every Indian person I've met from India, they're really nice. My Newfie ear can't really pick it up, but if they got the patience to talk to me so I can understand, they're fucking really nice people. And I got nothing bad to say about them. The food is a little spicier than I'm used to. For a guy that loves Thai food, authentic Thai food, that's kind of odd. That shit is fucking hot. Pardon my French. I'm off the handle today. Selection. Yeah. Not election. Selection. Oh, like the rapporteur, right? And now they finally got the Mahonies to do the SNC investigation thing, and it's like, no, you're not allowed to do that. And then they wanted to do the Arrive-Can app, and then he's like, no, you're not allowed to do that. And we gotta bring back the tree, right? Just have it out in front of Parliament with a rope, and it just is an ominous warning that we don't take the trees in very well, right? But they removed the old trees that used to be in the old government building yards. Because back in the day, that's what they used to do with them. There's a spot out here by the valley in East Hants County. It's called Courthouse Hill. It's the highest point in 7 counties. And that's where they did all of the hangings in the mainland of Nova Scotia. And that was shut down, I think, in the 40s. My history's a little scratchy on it. They burnt the building and the monument down there fucking 10 or 12 years ago. And I was really, really drunk when I was at the building reading the monument. But it's gone now. It's just the locals that drive by that live there know about it. And they're the ones that know the best about it. Like I said, it was there once. Driven up and down the hill a lot since then, but there's no building there anymore. But it might be worth a look. I didn't hear Sunshine like you look up anybody at all that does any sort of political looking into anything about how Trudeau promised to change the first past the polls elections. How's he planning on changing it? He had no plan for it. He just guaranteed he was going to change it. And like, I didn't agree to that bit. Because, show up with a driver's license or a liquor ID with an address on it and give me my paper so I can vote. That's how it should be. Very simple. Right? I got a power bill or I got a phone bill, some sort of mailing certificate, right? Well, yeah. I think that would be right because you'd have to have a social insurance number in order to have something mailed to your house. Because when I had to get a mailbox down here, I needed 3 pieces of mail, 2 pieces of ID, a birth certificate, and something else, and to wait 5 years before I can get a mailbox down here when they had 17 empty spots in the mailbox. Like, so hard to get mail shipped here, but you can't get an answer out of, well, it's a circus. Ugh. But in 2016, I voted for him. I was drunk every day, high as a kite, a recovering drug addict. Like, in my mind, it was a no-brainer. I just turned 19 years old. I thought it was a good idea. I got fucking hoodwinked. The second election come around, I voted conservative. The third election come around, I couldn't vote. I wasn't allowed to vote because I didn't have enough fucking identification. Right? I showed up with my ID. It was expired. Doesn't count. Showed up with 2 pieces of mailing for the address I'm at over a 3-year period. Doesn't count. I'm like, how am I supposed to vote? You guys buy fish from me on a regular basis. I should be able to vote. It's like, you have to go back to Cape Breton to vote. And I just don't fucking understand it. Right? And it's something that's burning in the back of my mind because I don't know enough about it. And it's rather frustrating. Hey, Jeff Ross, Family Adventures, how are you, man? I was down your way not that long ago. Holy fuck, man. That is scorched earth down there. I was out, Pickney's Point, out around that way. I don't know how close that is to your way, but we had to drive through an awful pile of charcoal, man. Holy shit. You can't be turning off my data. I'm only 5 gigs. Oh, am I still going? They got me. They got me. Ah, they got me. I want my live chat so I can answer these questions. I'm working on it. Just a minute. I'll answer your questions. Hey, Widmore. Sorry about that. Long time no see, my friend. Yeah, internet's nuts. And $50 is pretty cheap. You gotta live and learn. Oh, yeah, I'd check out Jeff's in the morning. That'd be Halloween morning. 9:30 in the morning. Working on trawls, Jeff. I'm working on trawls. Sorry about that. The Virgin Mobile got me. They found me. Someone on their side got me. No, it wasn't YouTube that got me one more. It was my phone company. Glad you're back from the deep end. No need to go like Perry. God. Oh, CCA, SSC. Like my goal was originally to stay under 500. We cleared the ads. Time to remove some heat. That's the wood stove. Yeah, my YouTube knows to start one more. Oh. Oh. Yeah, that's fine. You're still here. Yeah, I got the old nut kick by the old regulators. Now I'm gonna see if I can upload a short. I can't believe I missed one more. Like as soon as he popped up, they shut me down. He was hardcore there, but he was one of the truckers. That data. Good night. And remember the morning. Yes, safe. Oh, let's see if I can do this. I'm gonna have to close that there. Slide that there down. Rainwave. Come on. Short. Here we go. Come on, brain. Clickety clack together. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Two lives at the same time. Wouldn't that just be ridiculous? I want to just switch from one phone to the other phone to do the live. I don't think I can do that. Hmm. Ah. 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 How am I going to do this? There we go. Oops. Something a little more. No. Yeah, it's been a while, a couple of days. Don't fall over. Stay. There. Okay. Here's there's a thought of a new thing for a white shirt. Oh, it didn't. On that phone, I used the wrong phone. Oh. Lapsed. Holy shit, bud. Doing good. You got yourself 1.16K subs, buddy. Keep it up. Maybe isn't a good time to call it. Alright. Yeah, that's a possibility. Gotta get things a little more sorted out. I gotta put that there short up. Sorry to be a bother and a terrible tuber, dudes and dudettes, as my sister would say. But we will probably have another one of these in another time. Tomorrow's gonna be fun. Lots of splicing. Take care. Best of luck. Remember, more ways you get food in your belly, the better you are. Work smarter, not harder.